Pats Nation? It's your boy Scotty B with Pats Planet back yet again with another video. Make sure you guys like the hit the like button, drop a comment, and help the engagement. We trying to grow, okay? We trying to get ready for the 2025 season, just like the New England Patriots, man. We trying to improve day by day. All right, so make sure you support, and if you messing with us. And tonight's schedule release. Tonight is schedule release, man. Well, depending on when you're watching this, but regardless, from what I know so far, week 4, we'll be at home against the Carolina Panthers, and then week 13, we'll be at home against the New York Football G-Men, okay? So that's what I got so far. By the time you watch this video, maybe you know the entire schedule. That's cool. Good for you, man. Good for you. But I am going to be dropping a full reaction video to the schedule release, and I'll give you guys my full predictions week by week, all that good stuff. Patriots record if they make the playoffs. So make sure you tapped in with me, stick around, and check back tonight, tomorrow, whenever you get the chance. In the meantime, though, I want to talk about this Patriots wide receiver room. You can go to patsplanet.com if you'd like to follow along. You can click team roster, scroll down, you'll see all the wide receivers we got on this roster, man. 12 of them. That's right, 12 of them. I know 12 is the magic number in New England, right? For obvious reasons, but when it comes to having that many wide receivers, nah. But nonetheless, let me break it down for you guys. I'm gonna list them off, basically like how I think they rank right now as is. So obviously Stephon Diggs, we got the big free agent signing. You know he's gonna be having Cardi B at Gillette Stadium, so he's the big dog of the wide receiver room, big leader. We needed him. We needed that alpha in the room, and I'm glad we have him. It makes this offense feel threatening. Okay, it gives Drake May a Lambo next to his Lambo. You get me? And that's what Drake May needed, because he just wasn't going to get it done. He's basically got a bunch of Honda Civics driving around. So yeah, man, Stephon Diggs. All right, and then next up, I actually got another free agent signing from the Patriots. So our two oldest wide receivers is who I got 1, 2. Stephon Diggs and then Matt Collins. The only 2 receivers that are in their 30s on this team. So very young wide receiver room. But it's good we got Diggs and Hollins. So the Bills ain't going to like them two showing up in Buffalo and some New England gear, right? That'll be a fun one. But yeah, so Diggs, Hollins, Kendrick Bourne. Okay, this is going to be a big one. Kendrick Bourne, I put him up high because of his vet presence. And you might be like, what about Kendrick Bourne being 30? Nah, he's actually only 29. So yeah, you got Diggs, Hollins, and then Kendrick Bourne as your vets. And I actually think all 3 of those guys are going to make the team. I know people are on the fence about Kendrick Bourne, and that was one of the reasons I made this video, because I wanted to talk about Kendrick Bourne and give you guys some reasons on why I think he will ultimately make this team. If he doesn't make the team, they'll probably trade him for a late round pick, but the reason he wouldn't make the team, I'll go over that first. It'll be because they have so much faith in the younger guys, and there's too many young guys in the room. You know, and then they're confident in Stephon Diggs and Matt Collins being that veteran presence. And I guess you would let Kendrick Bourne go and say, okay, that's the last of the old Patriots regime. But I'm going to get back to that, because that might help us for one reason. Who's the OC? Josh McDaniels. What year did Kendrick Bourne have his best season of not only his Patriots tenure, but his entire career? It was 2021. And Josh McDaniels was the OC. That was Mac Jones' rookie year. Now, I get it. He played well, but he was no Drake May. Okay, so I think bring back the Josh McDaniels offense for Kendrick Bourne. We know that he fits well in it. And you upgrade at quarterback. Remember now, the Patriots went, what, 10-7 that year? Playoffs? They have an easier schedule this year. They have a better team, better quarterback, better coach. Well, I mean, at that time, it was Belichick, and you could argue, but I'm just saying, everything seems better. And I think the production you got out of Kendrick Bourne, now granted, it was 4 years ago. He's older. You would have said that was probably his prime. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, this guy's 29 years old. He could still put together a prime season. And I actually have more faith in Kendrick Bourne than a lot of Patriots fans seem to be having. So I think those 3 guys, Stephon Diggs, Matt Collins, and Kendrick Bourne being vets, I think they're pretty safe. And then you're probably going to have 3 more spots. You know, and that's when it gets really scary, because we have 12 wide receivers on the roster. Let me go through them. I didn't even go through them all the way before I started talking about Kendrick Bourne making this team. So, all right. One KB to another. Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, okay? Kyle Williams, rookie, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Jeremiah Webb, Demare Blankhamsey, John Giles, and everybody's favorite undrafted free agent, Efton Chisholm III. Are you Efton Chisholm me? I heard somebody say that on X. I was like, bro, that's hilarious. I'm going to have to use that every time he scores. Are you effing Chisholm me? But that's if he even makes the team, because I just put Kendrick Bourne on this 53-man roster. I'm only going to pick 6 wide receivers. I don't see him going 7 unless it was like a Matthew Slater situation. Maybe one of these guys like Chisholm could turn into a special teams player, like an ace for them in his rookie season as he tries to develop. That could be a way that he slides in there and we hold a 7th wide receiver. But I'm going to go with 6 for the sake of this video because I think that's as realistic as it gets, and it cuts the 12 in half. It's just good. 6 in, 6 out. It's perfect, right? So I got 3 already. I know people are going to be on me about the Kendrick Bourne selection, but it's what I'm doing. It's what I'm doing. So now that I named all the receivers, man, my next lock is obviously going to be Pop Douglas. He's our slot receiver. He's been solid for this team. And he's built chemistry with Drake May. I think they've grown a connection enough to warrant wanting to keep him. And unless he had like a terrible camp coming up, there would be no reason to let Demario Douglas go. Or unless he like got arrested, or knock on wood on these things, like injuries and whatnot. All that stuff aside, because we're not trying to predict injuries, obviously. Injuries may eventually help the coaches make these decisions. But obviously, we got to give predictions if everybody's healthy and how I feel like they ended up performing come training camp and whatnot. So 4 receivers. I only got 2 spots left. I'm not going to drag the video out crazy long. I just wanted to give you guys my wide receiver room projection for 2025. And that's the bottom line. So we can look back at it and be like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. But you know, this is all crapshoot. It really all comes down to how these last guys that we're going to mention right here, how they perform in the competition for the last few roster spots in that wide receiver room. So next up, we got to talk Kayshon Boutte. This is an interesting one because we had heard trade rumors going into the draft. Because he wasn't traded, I'd like to think that he's safe. In fact, I think he has the most chemistry built with Drake May. I like what we saw from Kayshon Boutte last season. And even though he's going into his 3rd season, he's actually younger than guys like Jalen Polk, Javon Baker. I want to say he's the youngest receiver on the team, but I can't verify that 100% off the dome at least, if we're including the undrafted free agents that they picked up. But even Kyle Williams, I believe. I could be wrong on Kyle Williams, but I'm talking about Jalen Polk and Javon Baker for sure. Kayshon Boutte's younger than those guys. And I want everybody to know that because they want to all give Jalen Polk and Javon Baker another chance. Kayshon Boutte's even younger, and he's shown actual production. So he's a lock to me. And I know you're getting scared because how many does that leave us? We got Diggs, Hollins, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte. That's 5. So I only got 1 more. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? I can't even do it. Because obviously Kyle Williams, the rookie, is a lock. The no-brainer. I just haven't got to him yet, but he's a lock. So that's 6 right there. So if that was the case, Polk's out of here. Javon Baker's out of here. And you got no room for Efton Chisholm III. Are you Efton Chisholm me? I like Demare Blankhamsey's name, too. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but Blankhamsey, it'll be hard for these guys to make the roster. So maybe my theory on Kendrick Bourne isn't going to hold true, but I'm sticking with it because I do think that he's like such a good guy for the locker room. So positive. You heard his press conference recently? They asked him about Josh McDaniels and whatnot, like how he felt about him coming back. And obviously, as we talked about, Kendrick Bourne had his best season of his career with Josh McDaniels, so he should be excited. But you know what he said? He's like, yeah, I told Josh McDaniels he looks great. He looks great, absolutely great. He's just a positive guy, man. I love his spirit. That's what he said. He's like, Josh McDaniels brings that good energy. And that's exactly what Kendrick Bourne brings. And I like that for this locker room. I think him with Stephon Diggs, you know, Stephon Diggs might get a little bit like aggressive at times if things ain't going smooth or he wants the ball. I actually think it's a good balance to have Kendrick Bourne, somebody who kind of like had to take a back seat production-wise, and he didn't really complain. So Kendrick Bourne is always saying the right things, and I do think he's capable of being a productive receiver, especially in this offense. So for the sake of this video, man, I am going to send Polk and Baker out of here. It's sad, too. It's kind of sad. Now, if they hold 7, you got to give it to Polk. He's the higher pick. So basically, if they do decide to hold 7, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Efton Chisholm III, and you want to throw Jeremiah Webb, DeMar Blankham, and John Giles, they all got to battle out for that 7th spot. Now, could they hold 7 wide receivers? That's a lot. That is a real lot. I don't know, man. So I see why everybody's on the fence with Kendrick Bourne, because when you're trying to make these last selections, it's like, So what I want from you guys, I want to know who you think is in and who you think is out. So in the comment section, if you're up to it, put in and then drop your players, and then out and drop your players. I'd appreciate it. It helps with the engagement. I just want to see what other Patriot fans think about this wide receiver room and how it's going to eventually play out come training camp. And I will be at training camp damn near every practice. Just know I'm making arrangements to allow that to happen. So make sure you tapped in with Pat's Planet, man. On YouTube, on TikTok, on X, IG, all the social media platforms you can find us on. And check us out on our website, www.pats-planet.com, updated daily. So thank you guys for watching to the very end. It helps the channel grow tremendously when you guys do that. It's always appreciated. And make sure you're catching the Pat's Planet podcast live each and every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, on YouTube, on Spotify. And this week we'll also be live on Apple. So don't forget to check us out there. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. It's your boy Scotty B with Pat's Planet. I'm out.